So, guys, if you guys don't know who Mr. Beast is, he's just the most famous person on YouTube who's recently his best friend, his BFF, Ava Chris Tyson, was outed for having some affiliation with some cheese pizza jar, and the blowback hit Mr. Beast. But now, after 3 months, the investigation is complete. All right, so last time we left off with this Mr. Beast stuff, he posted July 24th. Over the last few days, I've become aware of some serious allegations of Ava Tyson's behavior online, and I'm disgusted and opposed to such unacceptable acts, even though it's rumored that he already knew about the Ava Chris Tyson stuff via the chat logs that recently was released. During that time, I've been focused on hiring an independent third party to conduct a thorough investigation to ensure I have all the facts. That said, I've seen enough online and I've taken immediate action to remove Ava from the company, my channel, and any association with Mr. Beast. I do not condone or support any of this inappropriate actions. I will allow the independent investigators the necessary time to conduct a comprehensive investigation and will take any further actions based on their findings. Now, what you would notice is that he, instead of making this his own thread, which the original thread where he got 112.6 million views, he made it a reply. Now, making it a reply instantly is going to stunt the growth and the reach of this post had it been a more had it been a regular post instead of a reply. So he says a 3-month investigation to the allegations regarding my company has concluded. The law firm / investigators reviewed millions of documents. I don't know about millions of documents and messaged and conducted 39 interviews. Now, for me, as a former investigator, I would say, oh, you conducted 39 interviews out of how many people over there at, the Mr. Beast Corp? I was asked to refrain from making any public statements to enable a detailed and unbiased investigation. Below are their conclusions. So this reads, put on my reading glasses. Dear Board of Directors, as you know, in July 2024, Mr. Beast LLC engaged Quinn Emanuel, and Upquart and Sullivan to conduct an internal investigation into the specific allegations made publicly and incidents reported internally and issues raised by employees in interviews, including with respect to current and former company personnel and the company workplace environment and culture. At your direction, Quinn Emanuel immediately launched a comprehensive investigation, which has now concluded. The following sets forth certain key findings and conclusions from the investigation without any applicable privileges, including but not limited to the attorney-client privilege and work product protection. So they're letting you know that, hey, we're going to tell you some things, but not everything, because it's going to, some information is going to be protected under attorney-client privilege, which is, I guess, understandable. But at the same time, you literally paying a company to investigate yourself. So how much dirt do you think they're really going to find? Well, let's keep going. As an internal matter to protect the investigation's integrity, on July 31st, 2024, Quinn Emanuel requested a former employee, Dawson French, aka Dogpack, making public allegations against the company as those were the topic of an ongoing investigation. We requested that current employees refrain from public comments to ensure the investigation yielded accurate information and witnesses were not tainted. The intent was to foster candid interviews and to complete cooperation with the investigatory process. Now, here's the thing with Dogpack 404. Mr. Beast is not going to sue Dogpack. He may have sent them a cease and desist, but here's the thing, right? If you sue Dogpack, it opens up the floodgates for discovery. And if you sue him, it's going to be for defamation. Things that Dogpack said. Dogpack will have to show his results to say, hey, these are the truth. Whereas Mr. Beast would probably have to say, like, hey, they're a lie. So with defamation, the truth will trump everything. So any allegation that Dogpack made, it would have to be a statement of fact. Dogpack would have to know that it's false and make a false statement, knowing that it was false, to cause some type of damage to Mr. Beast. And as you see, Mr. Beast, the Beast brand may have taken a hit per se, but financially the views are still creeping up there. So he would not sue Dawson French or Dogpack. Another reason, because he don't own shit. So he is, Dogpack is judgment proof. Meaning, say he was to sue Dogpack and be successful and win the case, what will he gain out of it? Will his reputation be restored within the community? Will he get some type of money? Will he ruin Dogpack financially for the rest of his life? Probably, but I don't think there's much to gain suing Dogpack. So what his legal team is likely going to tell him is, don't mention this shit ever again. Let's keep going. They conducted 39 interviews of current and former employees. Over 4.5 million documents collected from mobile phones, emails, telegrams, Discords, WhatsApps, and Slack were processed and reviewed. 4.5 million? That's a lot of you got to have a lot of manpower to review 4.5 million documents. And what they could do, since this is like some internal investigation and not like a criminal investigation, you could just bombard them down with useless information. Useless. Just, hey, here's 4.5 million documents. Good luck. Have at it. The collaboration and cooperation sought at the outset were achieved through this process. Quinn Emanuel thoroughly investigated all public allegations and any of those during the investigation. Now, let's get to their findings. The investigation produced the following significant findings. Now, what do you guys think that they found? Do you think they found anything of necessary substance per se? Do you think they was like, oh yeah, we want to out this, we want to out that, and we just want to show you everything we found? Okay. So, what did they find per se with the Mr. Beast? This investigation produced the following significant findings. Allegations of sexual misconduct, PDF filing, grooming, cheese pizza between company employees and minors are without basis. The allegations soundly rejected, including by alleged victims. And we do have an alleged victim that speaked up. So what they're saying is they're clearing basically Ava Chris Tyson of grooming and affinity for underage people, as well as images of those underage. Despite, there is information out there. Take it as you want. Allegations of the company knowingly employing individuals with proclivities or histories towards illegal or questionable legal conduct are similar without basis. Now, here's the thing, right? Here too, the allegations were uniformly rejected. This is in terms of Delaware, who was, on the bad list, where they say, hey, we didn't knowingly hire them, and we're gonna come back to that. I don't know how you can necessarily put this in, considering we did see him on screen. We did see him being called Delaware. We did see him cover his face. And according to his brother, they told Mr. Beast about his past. We'll revisit that. Several isolated instances of workplace harassment and misconduct were identified during the investigation. So hey, they throwing you guys a bone. Now, when they say isolated, the reason why they choose the word isolated is to show that it's not a culture of harassment, a culture of misconduct. So when you say isolated, it's like, hey, this is just a one-off thing. This is not indicative of everyone who works here. The company was informed of such conduct and took swift and appropriate actions to address the incidents, including where necessary discipline or letting go of implicated individuals. So anyone they roped up in here, they let go. That could be expected, right? That's a good thing. As you are all well aware, the company has grown exceedingly quick from a YouTube start up composed of a group of talented young individuals to a much larger entity. It is not uncommon that policies and practices essential in a mature company would lag behind commercial success. Now, this is a convenient excuse. Hey, we grew too fast. The company structure didn't catch up. That's low-key what they're saying. This appears to have been the case here and has, in certain instances, allowed for inappropriate conduct. Okay. So because they grew too fast, they didn't have this structure, which was a breeding ground for inappropriate conduct. Okay, sure. It is clear that the company is committed to remedying historical issues and creating a mature culture where problematic behaviors are not tolerated as it enters its new phase. They're under a microscope. The company has already implemented or its process of implementing changes to ensure safe and professional corporate culture today moving forward. These include, now this is all like corporate jargon. This is Fortune 500 speak. You know, I could do it all day. I've been in the game almost 15 years. Sending a clear message regarding the tone at the top. Okay. Hiring a new CEO, chief people officer. What the hell is a chief people officer? I've never heard that before. This seems more like a HR person. General counsel. So you're getting a new lawyer and soon to be hired. What? And soon to be hired a chief financial officer. Hopefully this is a new thing. I can't imagine them being this big without a CFO, especially how much money they make, how much money they spend on productions. Implementing mandatory corporate training for all employees. I mean, that's a given. But this is what you put in for fluff. Like, oh, we messed up, so we're gonna retrain everybody. Developing a new policies codified in an employee handbook. Okay, I mean that's what they should have had. So hey, we're gonna update our handbook. Establishing anonymous reporting mechanisms in the hotline for employees. So this tells me that they previously didn't have anonymous reporting. And with a company as big as mrbeast, I can imagine like the biggest thing you have to worry about with these big companies is retaliation. What is retaliation? This is corporate talk 101. You come to me with an issue about Joe. I talk to Joe and say, hey, person A came to me with an issue about you. Now, I may not say the person's name because they want to, every lot of people want to remain anonymous. But what happens, maybe Joe oversees you. So now Joe is giving you more work. Joe's giving you more shit to do. And that's a form of subtle retaliation as opposed to the direct retaliation where you come to me with a problem about Joe and I just fire your ass for being a little bitch. But that's the different layers of retaliation. Swiftly terminate individuals who violated company policy, regardless of their position or level within the company. Now, I would want to know who violated it, because they're probably bound by like some NDA with a golden parachute for a severance package, because mrbeast does not need any more bad press. Identifying additional employees for targeted training and executive coaching to address professionalism and compliance with company policy. When they say executive coaching, that means people at the high up need more training. That's what executive coaching is. This officially concludes our investigation. We remain available if you need any follow-ups. Yours truly, Alex Spiro, which is the celebrity lawyer to the stars, per se. Okay? So, what happened after this, right? So, a while back, Jake the Viking, who is Delaware's brother, remember when he posted this? Yes, my brother-in-law, when he was 21, he's an RSO. When he was 21, hooked up with a 16-year-old girl, accused him of SA when she was 11. He was 16. Whoa. When he was 21, a 16-year-old girl accused him of SA when she was 11. So he was 16? She was 11? He took a plea deal. Now, the interesting part is, hey, he was hired before I was, and actually the reason I got hired at mrbeast, before being hired, Delaware sat down with Jimmy and sue Jimmy's mom and explain to them everything. So, yes, Jimmy knew. But when you look at this right here, number 2, the allegations of the company knowingly employing individuals with proclivities or histories towards illegal or questionable legal conduct are without basis. So who's lying? Who's lying? Look, man, I don't know who's lying. Mr. Beast team, the legal team, I don't know. But at the same time, since, they control what the legal team saw. Now, when it comes to some of the people who are accused of being groomed, this is Lava. And Lava is one of the people who was accused of being groomed because he was sent inappropriate messages that were like, I want to say sexual in nature from Ava Chris Tyson. Putting this in here, read more. Now that the investigation is over and Mr. Beast has addressed it, I want to clarify a few important points that I've remained quiet on as the investigation was going. People use my name to make serious allegations and claims without ever speaking to me. These people thought they were trying to protect me, but the truth is they were saying things that were completely false. The protect is people will say, hey, you were getting groomed and you didn't know. The private investigators reviewed all my DMs and interactions with Chris. I mean, you got to take him at his word because, who's going to fact check him? I was the one who sent the Discord leaks to the investigators as they were coming out. It was incredibly difficult having my name thrown through in a public forum without even giving the opportunity to share the truth. I'm pretty sure Lava got caught in some lies early on, like, oh, I didn't know about this. And then turns out he knew. And, Lava lost credibility early on. Thankfully, the people doing the investigation actually did reach out and gave me the opportunity to tell the truth, which I very much appreciated. I was not groomed. These were false allegations made up by other people with my name thrown in them. The investigation was conducted by real investigators and not internet detectives. They reviewed everything. I, as well as all of you, wanted proper and thorough investigative outcome to the situation. I'm glad it finally happened. Now, if it was like a criminal investigation, I think, people would respect it more. But because it was, Mr. Beast essentially paying a third-party company to investigate him, it's like the cops when the cops investigate the cops. People are going to interpret it as that. Now, would you also make these same comments about your time working with the dude on his server? You stated you were good friends with him in Discord leaks. I have no evidence to believe anything went wrong, but I like confirmation, either you or the dude. Appreciate it. And, Lava talks about just being a mod. Let's keep going because we got like 2 more. Remember this post where this whole Ava is not my nightmare. That's my effing friend and things are fine. All this transphobia starting to piss me off. Yeah. And Dogpack with his comment. A 3-month investigation, only 2 pages. Care to elaborate on how you didn't know you hired a registered people on the naughty list? Care to elaborate on these several isolated instances of workplace harassment misconduct? They are not. This is a blanket statement. When you say, hey, several incidents, it could be 1 or 100. And as some people say, hey, you just hey, we did have some harassment. We did have some misconduct, but we fired all those people. We're not going to elaborate. And, life goes on. But what do you guys think about Mr. Beast's investigation? Fair, foul? Do you buy it? Do you believe in it? Do you think it's honest and true? Let me know in the comment section. I'll see you next video. Peace.